Football. During 2020 and 2021, it was almost gone.
Many sports events around the world are getting postponed or even cancelled as the COVID-19 virus spreads. And football hasn't been spared either. All English Premier League fixtures have been suspended until at least early April.
But as the world started to return to normal, it returned. Slowly, but surely, our pitches, our stadiums became full again. And for Yorxeter Football Club, that meant the greatest occasion in the club's history.
Also a great occasion for the Yorxeter boys, and hopefully we get the win today.
And James, you've absolutely fucking earned this, okay? Like, this has been a really tough season, it's been stop-start, but when we came back in December, we fucking smashed those 3 games.
A promotion final at QPR's Kiyan Prince Foundation Stadium. Against rivals Claremont Gorillas. A winner-takes-all showdown after a shortened season. One where the boys in green and gold had clawed back a slow start to take second place in the league. It all comes down to this. For Yorxeter, it's all or nothing.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
Been up all night,
Yeah.
worrying. No, I'm good.
Anticipation runs high amongst the squad as the players arrive at QPR.
How are we feeling?
Very good.
Excited for the game?
Very excited.
First time playing in a Football League stadium?
It is indeed, of course.
Very good, here we are.
After being formed in 2019, Yorxeter quickly established themselves in the Wimbledon and District League, playing at Hurlingham Park and later at King's College grounds in New Malden. After a season interrupted by COVID, Yorxeter had experienced an uptick in form and, under the leadership of Freddie Barrett and Garrow Heath, now found themselves in the promotion playoff final. Although they are a group that hasn't been together as long as other teams in the league, players old and new to the squad were eagerly awaiting kick-off.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Checking out the teams for today.
Beautiful. There I am, Richard White, number 4.
Excited? Let's do it! Let's do it! Absolutely. How about you, Sam?
Yeah, I'm very ready.
Very good. Jake, coming in, feeling good?
Feeling very good.
Excellent. Lachlan, tell me a little bit about how you're feeling.
I'm feeling excited. You know, I may not get the game time that I want, but you know, all in all, it's a great occasion for the Yorxeter boys, and hopefully we get them into it.
As Yorxeter step out onto the hallowed turf in West London, the focus began and preparations for the match get underway. The team gather for a photo, keen to mark what will be a huge occasion, no matter their result. Then, it's down to work. Top goal scorers Ben Norfolk-Whittaker and Garrow Heath lead the shooting drills, against Jake Murphy and backup Tom Cove in goal. And Hugo Henderson marshals the midfield before they head back inside for the team talk.
Jake in goal, be myself at right back, Charlie to start at left back, Mark and Rich as the starting centre backs, Watkins and Hugs in the middle, Zach in front, Gaz off the left, Santi at the right, Ben on top. Okay, yeah, I mean, Gareth asked yesterday what I was going to say today, and the truth is that I haven't given it a huge amount of thought, but I think all I really want to say is that, similar to what I was saying just before, is that it's a beautiful pitch. It's a flat surface. It's going to be really beneficial to the way we want to play football, and yeah, we don't need to cause too much chaos in the first 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes of the game. We're a good team. I think ever since we've come back and we've been playing at Wimbledon, the quality of the football we've been playing on that big pitch has been excellent. We've been patient at the back. We've been making good channels into spaces and creating passing lanes, and we've been running off the ball when we've got ourselves some space in the middle third. And that doesn't change, okay? Nothing really changes today, other than just realistically, we're going to have more time. We're going to have more time on the ball because we're not having to compensate with an extra touch. We're not going to have to, it's a big pitch and they're not going to be able to chase us for 90 minutes. We're going to have more time. And with that, it can make it easier, but it can make it harder if we get into our own heads about it, okay? Alright, so we'll just keep moving the ball and keep playing properly. And gents, it's such a good occasion. It's such a nice day, so go out and enjoy it. Don't play with fear, play with courage, play positively and encourage the players around you. Everyone's here and everyone's going to give absolutely everything for as long as they're on the pitch, and we're not going to leave anything behind. And really that's it, gents. I don't really want to overcomplicate it. I think those that were here a year ago and we had the Cat Benfica game, we tried to overcomplicate it, but we don't need to worry about how they're going to play too much. We're going to dominate the game by playing our football. We're going to play it by not panicking. We're going to play it by trusting each other on the ball, making good angles. Every single player going in, my centre-backs know exactly where they need to be. They're going to make angles when we've got the throw-ins. They're going to come wide and allow Jake to have the ball because he's good on the ball. it's going to make it really difficult for them to close us down. Well, the full-backs know that we need to go and make an angle different to the centre-backs when we've got the balls at the back. They know that we're going to be keeping an eye on the 3-2. Subs on the bench, you have a responsibility as well. You see the pitch. You need to be calling out the players. Where's my 3-2? Who's got who? Talk to us, okay? You see it a lot and you have a responsibility when you're not on the pitch. You are still 1,000,000% part of what's going on it, okay? What can you see? What can you offer? And what can you take onto the pitch when you come into the game? Gaz, anything you want to add?
I think Fred's covered most of it. One thing from me, generally in big games like this, I get quite nervous before. The night before I'm always really nervous, find it hard to sleep. But as soon as you came here and saw the pitch and saw the ground, I was just excited, just absolutely excited. I hope everyone feels the same way about it. I hope everyone plays with absolute confidence and absolute positivity in themselves, in their own ability, and has faith in their own ability and everyone else's. And we just go out and play with a smile on our face and really enjoy it.
Yeah. And gents, you've absolutely fucking earned this, okay? Like, this has been a really tough season, it's been stop-start, but when we came back in December, we fucking smashed those 3 games. When we came back in March, we played some unbelievable football and we're absolutely in a completely different place to where we were a year ago, and also that first game, those first couple of games when this kit hadn't arrived and we were playing in red bibs, okay? We've moved so far on, and that's because of all of you gents. And days like this are kind of where we get to kind of thank you for everything you've been part of. So let's go fucking finish this season off with a fucking bang. Let's go.
Just don't kick the ball a bit.
Let's get a team photo, gents, okay?
A dynamic young squad against the experienced Claremont, a club with 15 years more league experience. It all comes down to this. Yorxeter started the game well, using Joe Watkins in midfield to link up well with the forward line. Yorxeter's attacking fluidity was clearly evident. Heath was nearly played in several times early on in the game. There were free kick chances from Hugo Henderson and Joe Watkins. And a long-range strike from Freddie Barrett stung the keeper's palms. Yorxeter could have gone 1-0 up after a neat 1-2 between Norfolk, Whittaker and Heath, with the latter unable to pick out Santiago Oriol in the middle. Zach Allian also went close with a curling effort before the worst happened for Yorxeter. A looping free kick catching the defence out, and, after a mix-up, Claremont go 1-0 up. Not to be deterred, the players fought back and had a clear penalty appeal turned down by the referee. And had a point-blank chance they could have buried following a low free kick right before the interval.
In we come, lads, heads out, come on.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, gents. It's a frustrating thing to be coming 1-0 down, where they're a good team, don't get me wrong. They know how they're playing. They've got two really, really good forwards in terms of keeping the ball, making it stick. It's a real battle for myself, for Mark, for Rich and Charlie there. It's a real battle physically. So they know how they're playing, and I think we're generally dealing with it really well. You know, goals like that happen, don't worry about it, it's fine. But I mean, who here thinks that we need to change how we're playing? They are getting more tired. They definitely are, and it's a lot easier to be playing on a pitch that big with the ball. So we do not need to change the way we're playing. The only thing I want us to think a little bit more about is if the number of times we have the ball on the left, either the left back or Gaz, I'm not seeing the plan to work the ball to the other side. Because I guarantee you, every time that we've had the ball in the middle, Gareth's come in and he's found me, or he's found Santi, it's a lot of space to play with. And they're not quick at transitioning to the other side. So we've got to try and think as our next play, when we're on the ball right, we've got ourselves, we've said it all last 2 seasons, it's camped, it's tighter than we want it to be. Our plan is whether we go via the centre back, the 2 centre mids make themselves available as a pivot, or Zach does it, we go right. Let's get that turn in and look for the longer ball. Don't be afraid, you don't have to get that ball perfect. One, there's a lot of space for it to go a little bit wider, we need to pick it up. Or, you know, like they've got a long way to travel to get pressure on me, okay? So it doesn't have to be a perfect ball, just make sure it's at least over them. If it overhits and goes for a throw in, fine, don't care, it happens. Okay, Alex, you want to say something?
Yeah. One thing I am seeing is when wingers are coming into the middle to receive the ball, then there's no one out wide, and then going out wide, we need players overlapping, whether it's a fullback, whether it's a simply running in behind. Watkins has done it a couple of times, it's worked really well.
Both of you have done it.
Realistically, running into those channels because also it's not there's just no one there.
We got Highway at the start as well, who will happily run up and down that.
So yeah, from what I found from an attacking perspective, when me and Ben were making those runs, like we made a lot of those runs in behind, which meant that the defence would drop off almost every time. They know that's back. That should give Zach Watkins more space to execute that switch that we're talking about. Okay? So we've worked hard. We've executed our game plan well other than scoring, basically.
Could have had a penalty or two.
Should have had a penalty, but we'll get to it about at the end of the game. We will get chances. They will get tired, and we will get up on their asses, and we will work really hard, and we will put them under a lot of pressure. Okay? Anyone else got anything to add?
just one thing for me is, you know, when we're putting that ball into the box, there's got to be more energy. People making the runs. It's not.
That last one was fucking pathetic.
That last quarter, no one was in the box.
Yeah, I said wait to hugs because I wanted you to be absolutely sure what you're doing. The four of you know what run you're making. Do it. Do it with intensity. Do it with purpose. It's not about, I want an amble there. You want to fucking get there so that when they've got their man coming, they're not set for it. The benefit of doing that is that they don't know where you're going to be and they're not able to get themselves set. The faster you do it, the less chance they've got of getting it set. And if the quality's there, you've pretty much got an unmarked header at all.
It's a question of fucking going for 15 minutes and then going off for 5 10. We've got the players. Let's use it.
The last 45 of our season, yeah? If we come off this and we do 100%, we don't like to lose. So be it, but we give fucking everything the last 45, okay?
With refreshed confidence, Yorxeter take to the pitch for the second half. With greater purpose and tempo to their play, they would soon be rewarded. A whipped free kick from Henderson was met inside the area by midfield partner Watkins, who scored a rare header to level the scores. Although Yorxeter found themselves dominating possession, Claremont broke forward and restored their lead. The performance from the boys in green and gold never lost intensity, but as the game progressed, Claremont managed to consolidate their lead. First, scoring a neat finish with a one-on-one. The scoring was then rounded off by a 40-yard wonder goal, giving Jake Murphy no chance. Full time. Disappointment on the day, but pride in what the team has achieved this season.
Before the game in half-time, Gary and I said, we'd, as long as we kind of put everything into it, come away from that, leaving everything on the pitch, gave a really good account of ourselves and just see where the game took us. And unfortunately, I think on another day, with the chances we created, it might have gone our way, but unfortunately it just didn't fall for us today. We still made a fucking great account of ourselves. We still need confirmation, but there's like 99% chance we've earned promotion with our performance in the last few months. Today was about kind of, an accumulation of great performances that meant that we got to enjoy a really special occasion. And sure, it hasn't necessarily gone our way, they've they've gotten scared and they've brought in their players from another team in order to be able to compete with us, and we fucking looked as good, if not better than them for a lot of that game. But yeah, this has been. I don't really want to dwell on it too much in terms of the negatives of it. I thought there's some fucking excellent performances out there. We battled really hard. Physically, they're probably the hardest team, especially up front, that I've had to deal with this season or last. And I think for the majority of it, we've absolutely gone toe to toe with them. And yeah, I just want to say that I'm really proud of you and how you've played all season and today. You've been brilliant. How you conducted yourself. We've had almost like no grief, Gara and I, all season from anyone. Everyone's kind of played their part, put more in than they needed to. You know, it's really easy for a lot of teams. You just kind of turn up on the day, get your kit on, play your game, leave after. But people are putting in more. They're asking how they can help and grow this club. And like I said before, like we're in a position where we get to be sad, having just gotten promoted to the Premier League of this group of things. We're in League One, getting beaten by Northern Town when we started this less than 2 years ago. Yeah, and now we're going to be playing our football at the top division of this league system, and we're sat there not looking happy with ourselves. Okay, and that just shows how far we've come. And I'm sure Gary's got some words to say himself, but I just want to say that I've been wanting to do this, create this club for a long, long time. I tried to convince Gary to do it when I was about 13, but he wouldn't leave Potter's Bar Crusaders at the time. Still upset about that. So this has been something that I've dreamed of for a long time, and this doesn't happen without Gary does unbelievable amounts of work behind the scenes. Watkins does as well. Elliot, Hugs, people helping out like Tom, like Rich, like everyone coming in and kind of doing their bit, and all of you kind of being there. So I just want to say I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of this club and where we're at, and just a massive thank you. You can play bad cop if you want.
I have no desire to play bad cop. All I want to say is we have got very close, and we have got, and in moments in that game we've just fallen short. But this game and other games, I just want to make sure that I want everyone to be invested in their performances, and I want everyone to be invested.
So I'm laughing at Ben giving me eyes for being my PT and I'm eating brownies.
I want everyone to be invested in their performance. I want everyone to be invested in how they can improve. Okay, so we're not going to talk any more about the game or what we should have done, what we could have done now, but we will do at some point in the future. And I want everyone to really engage with that and think about how they can improve. We've been talking. Fred and I have been talking behind the scenes a bit in looking at our performance. Now we've got the video camera, looking at our individual performances a bit more in closer detail. We'll go into it more another time, but basically using a four-corner model of player development. So I hope that people will engage with that and get in touch if they want to talk through their performances, talk about where they can improve their game, as some of you have done already, and that's really great to see.
Yeah. As Gary said, we all want to improve, but I'm sure everyone has seen basically every player in this room has, maybe not Andy, because he doesn't fucking turn up, but basically every player's improved. Every player's gotten better in one way or another, and we want to keep doing that. And when we do things like the VO, we are kind of looking at it from a team perspective, and we don't really. I'm sure everyone, when they watch it, they're watching themselves for the whole 90 minutes, or whenever they're on the pitch, being like, what am I doing, what am I doing, what am I doing? And we can take advantage of that, and we can use that to make sure that everyone's engaging with me and Garo on how we can improve ourselves individually. But yeah, I know we lost, but we booked a pub, and we really want it to just be a celebration of the season. We can talk about what happened in the game, but we can also talk about how fucking good. Locke's goal was like goal of the season. Apparently, Hug's looking at me with the death stare.
Hug scored from the halfway line.
Yeah, but
Santi had top bin. Boys, mine was a moment.
Yeah, it's whether you go.
Yours isn't even legally registered to you, Lachlan. It's my goal. Yeah.
But yeah, James, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of a break for a couple of weeks, and then we'll be in touch about doing some stuff over the summer. Hopefully we can do some socials around the Euros. Things are opening up and we can start having some fun outside of just kind of going to training football, because you know, there isn't a person here I wouldn't love to spend more time with away from the football pitch. So yeah, hopefully you can all join us for the pub. Hopefully you can all join us for the pub, and yeah, massive thanks.